Good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Barth again. Now that we have conquered adding and subtracting integers, we're going to work on multiplying and dividing integers. Okay? Now, it's important that you pay close attention because these rules are distinctly different than the addition and subtraction rules. Okay? They're very different. Now, it starts out the same. We have two choices. When we're multiplying two numbers or dividing two numbers, the signs are either going to be the same or they're going to be different. Okay? And the rules are different for each one. Okay? Now, every time you multiply or divide two integers that have the same sign, the result is positive. Every time you multiply two integers or divide two integers that have different signs, the result is negative. Okay, and I can get into the reasons for that at a different time, but for the purposes of this video, those are the rules. Okay, now some examples. If you have two integers that are the same sign and you're multiplying or dividing, for example, 3 times 9 equals 27. It's a positive times a positive, they're the same sign, result must be positive also. Okay? If I have 45 divided by 5, it's a division problem, but they're both positive, my answer must be positive. Those are probably obvious to you because you've been doing those for a long time. Now, if you have two negative numbers, negative 12 divided by negative 3 equals, well, it's a negative divided by a negative, but you just divide normally, okay? So I'm going to get 4, and my result is positive because they have the same sign. All right. Let's try another one, maybe in a different format here. 54, let me make it negative 54 divided by negative 6. Well, that's a negative divided by a negative. That's the same sign. My result must be positive. It's going to be 9. All right, let's try negative 5 times negative 4. Okay, a negative times a negative, same sign, answer positive. All right, let's try another one. Negative 7 times negative 12. Well, 7 times 12 is 84, and my sign is going to be positive because these are both negative, and I'm following that rule. Okay, even if you did something, say, with exponents, all right? Let's go negative 2 squared. Well, negative 2 squared means negative 2 times negative 2. And a negative times a negative is a positive. All right? Different signs. All right? When the two numbers have different signs, one positive, one negative, the result is always going to be negative when you're multiplying or dividing. Okay? This was not true for addition and subtraction. Okay? But it's always true for multiplication and division. Here's some examples. Let's try negative 2 times negative 8. Oh, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be positive 8. Okay, two different signs. Still multiply the same way. Still get 16, but my answer is going to be negative. 5 times negative 6. Well, 5 times 6 is 30, but my signs are different, so my answer is going to be negative. I have a division problem, 33 divided by negative 11. That's a positive divided by a negative. They have different signs. My result must be negative. So I'm going to get 3, and my answer is going to be negative 3. Or let's say in a slightly different format, let's go negative 22 divided by 2. Okay, that should equal negative 11. Now, I've taught for a long time a way of remembering these rules. Okay, now this goes for multiplication and division of positive and negative numbers only. Okay, this does not work for subtraction or addition. Okay, and what I do is, and this is an easy thing to remember, if you closed your eyes and then covered this up, I guarantee you could duplicate this from memory. Okay, what I do is I write these. Looks like a tic-tac-toe board, and the positives have 1. Now, what this shows you is the following. A positive times a negative is a negative. okay? That's this rule. It's two different signs, comes out negative. Now, even if they're reversed, a negative times a positive, it's still negative. Okay, that's the different sign rule. Now down here is the same sign rule. A negative times a negative is a positive. So this works for any situation. Some kids ask me, well, why don't you have a positive times a positive? Well, I could do that, and I make a different row, but I figured you guys already knew that. Okay, that's what you've been doing for a long time. Positive times a positive is a positive. All right, and what's nice about this is even if you mess up the order, say you went down, positive times a negative is a negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. So this is something that while you're doing your homework, you put right on the side of the page. And obviously, you want to get to the point where you don't need this. But at the same time, it's an excellent learning tool. And if you ever get stuck or you get confused between the rules of addition and subtraction with the rules of multiplying and dividing, that's something that you can use. But if you want to remember it this way, same sign, result is positive. Different signs, result is negative. Thanks for watching.